Hello and welcome. Today we're looking at the Eachine E520S drone, courtesy of banggood.com. Check out their site for more cool quadcopters just like this one. Now this foldable GPS quadcopter has a tiltable HD camera, also available in 4K. It has 5G Wi-Fi FPV streaming and has plenty of automated features such as waypoints, follow me, surround, return to home, auto takeoff, auto land, and more. So let's check it out. Now the drone comes in this small white rectangular box showing the quadcopter there in the front. And this is the Eachine E520S foldable drone for ages 14 plus. And down below you could see a listing of some of its key features such as GPS, one key return, headless mode, altitude hold, HD camera, and speed control. And here at the top you can see those same features listed. And right here on the side of the box you can see the QR codes for the app in either the Google Play or iOS app stores, and you can see the controller with a cell phone on it. Here on the other side of the box you could see all the different variations such as the 4K or 1080p versions or 720p version. This one is the 1080p 5G Wi-Fi version. And on the back of the box you could see the drone folded and compact, and it says Eachine 520S foldable drone. And down below you just have some warning and cautionary notes, and so a standard yet overall good presentation. And so now let's open the box and take a look inside. Here we have the inner plastic portion, so let's slide that out right here, and there doesn't seem to be anything else left within the box. So here is the inner box, and everything's protected and well packed, so very good. And we'll take off the top cover, and as you can see everything's well placed in there, very organized. And down below here within the box we have the instruction manuals with a couple languages, and here we have a little bag of accessories with a couple of spare propellers and the USB charge cable. So very good. And so now let's take a closer look here at the drone. Here it is, all sleek, and it's already compact and very nice looking. Kind of looks a bit like the Mavic 2 Pro with the camera in the front. And so very nice. And this one's a foldable quadcopter, as you can see here. Folds out very nicely and easily, and very good quality. So pretty cool. We'll just set that right over here. Now let's take a closer look here at the transmitter, and it has like a quick start guide already on it, like a label sheet on it. So we'll just simply remove that, but it definitely has good information on it to get started. And so very sleek controller. It looks like a DJI controller, and it has this fold out area down below to put your cell phone or mobile device, and it takes 4 AAA batteries there in the back. So very nice transmitter there. And then last but not least we have the 4 propeller guards. Simple yet practical propeller guards, very easy to snap on and off. So we'll just set that right in there, and so that's about it. So now let's organize all this and take one last look at the contents of the box. Now, taking one last look at the contents of the box, we have the drone itself with its 7.4 volt 1200 milliamp LiPo battery, its 2 folding spare propellers, the screwdriver, 4 propeller guards, the transmitter, the micro USB charge cable to charge the drone's battery, and 2 instruction manuals in a couple of languages. So that's essentially the contents of the box. Now let's take a closer look at the drone. Now, taking a closer look at the drone, this is a very sleek looking drone that highly resembles a DJI Mavic 2 Pro due to its camera configuration there in the front, as you can see. And this comes in several HD camera assortments, either 720p, 1080p, or 4K. This is the 5G Wi-Fi 1080p version that shoots in wide angle. And it has an SD card slot down below, so it definitely saves onboard footage. And here below you can see the two antennas, the 5G and the 2.4 gigahertz antennas. And down below it has its landing legs, but no optical flow sensors. Here you can see that the camera tilts just about 90 degrees, and it is a manually tilting camera, so you have to do it prior to takeoff. And there's the E520 regular version that just has altitude hold, but this is the E520S version that has GPS, as you can see there at the top. And it has brushed coreless motors that are protected with these propeller guards. And as you can see, they're very easy to snap on, and here's how it looks with the propeller guards on. Very sleek and doesn't affect the flight characteristics. And as mentioned earlier, this is a foldable quadcopter, and you would start by folding the rear legs in, followed by the front ones, and you make sure that the propellers align, and you would achieve an optimal fold. As you can see here, it's all compact and sleek, and it has a brick-like shape. And then it's easy to fold back out again, starting with the front legs followed by the rear. And so very nice, good quality folding style here that doesn't expose any wiring or anything like that. So definitely good quality. And so now let's turn it on here. We keep the on-off button pressed here to see the LED lights. And as you can see, they're pretty bright. You have the two in the front and the two on the back corners. Interestingly enough, the front two legs don't have any lights, just the two eyes. But still very good for orientation or an early evening flight. So very good LEDs there, very bright. And then to turn it off, you just simply keep the on-off button pressed. And so now let's take a closer look here at the battery. You just simply pull out the battery here from its battery bay in the back. And let's take a closer look here at the battery. This is a 7.4 volt, 1200 milliamp an hour, 25C battery. And this battery simply charges right here on the side through a micro USB port. And so you would use the included micro USB cable and just simply plug that in, and then you can plug in the USB to an adapter or an outlet to fully charge the battery. And there is a light indicator on the battery to let you know that it is charging. So you can pretty much use any micro USB cable to charge this battery. And it does provide the quadcopter with around a 16-minute flight time. And it does take anywhere from an hour and a half to a little over a couple of hours to fully charge it. And so very nice design. Once again, you can see it says GPS because this is the S model. And it says Eachine there on one of the arms. So very nice design that is very reminiscent of the Mavic 2 Pro. And you could see all its landing legs, so it has very secure landings. And so very cool quadcopter. So now let's take a closer look at the transmitter. Now taking a closer look at the controller, this is a very comfortable and compact DJI-like transmitter. And here in the back, it takes 4 AAA batteries, as you can see here. 4 AAA batteries held in place with this lid and screw. And looking here at the front with the controls, we have the on-off switch right here. And you can see the power indicator right there, the LED lights. We have our left throttle stick, followed by our right rudder stick. And then we have our return to home or one key return button, our headless mode button. Then we have our auto landing and our auto takeoff button right here on the side. Then right here we have the emergency stop button. You keep that pressed, it'll shut off the motors. Here is the compass calibration button, GPS compass calibration. Here we have the video button, followed by the photo button To take photos and videos, here is the circular orbit surround button, and then we have our speed control, and we have 3 rates of speed. And now moving on to the top of the controller, it features these 2 foldable antennas, which are primarily just for looks. They don't appear to be valid antennas with any wiring or anything like that. And down below we have this foldable section where you can fold it out and you can place a pretty large mobile device or cell phone, but not quite a tablet. So overall, a very comfortable and compact controller that provides the quadcopter with around a 300-meter range of control. Now let's take a closer look at setting this up for a first-time flight and the app. Now, setting up for a first-time flight is very straightforward. Once you have a fully charged battery inserted into the drone, along with an SD card, and have fresh batteries inserted into the transmitter, and a mobile device is mounted on it, you would proceed to activate the drone by keeping its on-off button pressed here at the top. You should see the lights start to rapidly blink. At that point, you would simply turn on the transmitter, and it will automatically bind out of the factory. And at this point, you can perform your calibrations. You can start out with the gyro calibration by moving both sticks down and to the right, and you should see the lights rapidly blink. Make sure you do this while it's on the ground, flat and not moving. And then you can perform a GPS compass calibration by moving the left stick to the lower left and the right stick to the upper right, or simply pushing the compass calibrate button. And now you would have to rotate the quadcopter about 3 or 4 spins on its flat horizontal axis until you hear a beep and see the lights change. And then right now we heard the beep. Now you would rotate the quadcopter another 3 or 4 spins on its vertical axis with the camera facing up until you hear a final beep and see the lights change once again. So now we have the gyros and GPS compass fully calibrated. And you could start the motors in idle by moving both sticks down and out, and then you can hit the auto takeoff button or give some throttle using the left stick to start taking off. But prior to that, you want to connect to the drone's Wi-Fi and access its app so that you can use the FPV streaming. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Now, once in your mobile device's Wi-Fi settings, you want to look for an entry that says Wi-Fi-5G 1080p-GPS- and the serial number. So you want to connect to that, and initially there is no default Wi-Fi password or anything like that. So you would simply connect to that, and of course if you had the 720p or 4K models, the title might be a little different. But once you connect to that, you want to go ahead and download and launch this app right here, which is the Eachine GPS app, and it's in both the iOS and Android app stores. So you would download Eachine GPS with the blue icon, and once you have that, you'd go ahead and launch it, and you will be greeted with this screen, and there's a question mark icon that explains the app overall, but you want to go to where it says play, and that will automatically launch the app. And right here you should get a live FPV feed right away with the quadcopter, as you can see here, and it has a very good live feed here with very low latency. It's a 5G stream here, and it has a pretty good FPV range of about 300 meters, 200 to 300 meters, so very good. And so very clear, crisp reception there with very little lag, so very good. And so now let's go over the app briefly here. Right at the top of the app, you have a lot of telemetry such as altitude, distance, vertical and horizontal speed, number of satellites, the pitch, yaw, the battery percentages, the signal strength, so on and so forth. And on the upper left corner, you can enable the advanced modes with this first icon right here. You can enable waypoints, follow me, and orbit mode. And so if you set the waypoints, you will have the map view where you can draw the waypoints on the lower right hand side and submit them. And then you will have also the ability to have the follow me and the orbit. And the orbit you can also do just using the transmitter. And speaking of that, you can enable the virtual joysticks on the app, so you can use the quadcopter without having the transmitter. You can fly it perfectly well just with this. Then you have your auto land and your auto takeoff icons right here. You have your VR mode, which will split the screen so that you can place this in either VR or FPV goggles. And then you have your photo gallery right here on the lower left corner, where you can view all the taken videos and photos with the drone. Here you can take a photo. This button you can take video, and then these two buttons will tilt the camera if it's an Eachine model that supports the remote tilting, but this model does not support that. And there's a lot of details and options that you can adjust from within the app. Right on the upper right hand corner here you have your settings, and the first page are the joystick settings, where you can perform your calibrations or change the joystick mode. Here are your parameter settings, where you can adjust the time and speed and height at each waypoint. Here are the map settings, where you can adjust the view of the map, whether it's in satellite mode or not. And then here you can adjust the resolution of the output video, and you can even inverse the camera if necessary, so you can invert it. And so a lot of options and settings here within the app, and plenty of features and control just using the app. And so overall, a good quality package with plenty of options and features at a very good price. This is definitely a smooth flyer, and it has good build quality and a decent camera. The only downside is that the camera is not remote tilting through the transmitter, and it only comes with 2 spare propellers. But aside from that, this is a smooth flyer with plenty of GPS features and good build quality. So let's take it up for a flight and see how she performs.